Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mindset.
Last week on Can't Do Anything, Eleanore took off to the woods to investigate an approaching storm. She heard what she thought might be a voice on the wind casting some type of magic. She took off to warn the rest of the staff and then met up with the counselor in the woods before hunkering down for the storm at Hearth Hall. But before they could settle in for safety, Mazzy's totem showed a warning that they could not ignore. The staff ran outside and fought to defend the spirit tree against small wind dragons and cyclones from the storm, but they were unable to stop the tree from being struck by lightning and split in two. At the end, Mazzy declared that she couldn't feel it. We pick up the very next day in the aftermath.
Mazzy rakes another pile of debris together, collecting charred wood and leaves. Since the storm yesterday, she has been hesitant to be far from the wounded spirit tree, and she has yet to make a decision about what to do with the massive slab of tree blown from the side. On the other side of camp, near the pavilion, Patrick subconsciously rubs his shoulder where just yesterday a splinter of wood was deeply lodged. Though fully healed, he still shows signs of shock and phantom pain from the wound, and Eleanore says it still may take a few days for his mind to fully accept the healing. Can't Do Anything itself bears wounds, the ground scarred with deep grooves from felled trees and scored by broken limbs. The water of the Stell Shaw River is murky with runoff, and the newly constructed sunken ship appears to be just a bit more sunken than advertised in the summer's brochure. Teasel eagerly feeds tree limb after tree limb to a shambled-together wood chipper. Wendell magically mends broken windows and doors to camper cabins. Each of you are doing your part to ready a now far less prepared camp for a larger camper population than has been seen in over 3 decades. There is an ambiance of hesitation and anticipation in the air as you have 4 days to prepare for 80 campers to arrive at camp. Each of you are outside, it's midday, the air still smells damp and heavy with yesterday's rain that didn't relent until well into the night. You've got many things to do, and Mazzy has said that this morning it's been very helpful to have all of you help with a lot of the cleanup, but she anticipates by this afternoon that you'll all have to go to your actual jobs and prepare for those things, but she's appreciated a lot of the help today. Walk me through some of the things that you've been up to this morning.
Bunky went to Teasel after Teasel had put the limbs through the wood chipper, looking to still make good use of it. It's like, okay, well, maybe we can use some of the fallen portions of the spirit tree in our crafts and make it still part of camp. Maybe take some of it with us, apply it to the things that we're making here, provided that it's not intended for use in other camp-specific areas.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. And he hands you a number of good pieces of like sizable chunks of the spirit tree that you are able to use and take with you to the craft cabin.
Oh, thanks, Teasel. Yeah, this is going to go real great. I don't know if it still has any of its magic in it, but imagine if it does, how much that's going to enhance all the different properties and crafts that they're going to be doing with me. I really appreciate this. I'll let you know if I need more of it or if it ends up going well in any case.
I haven't been feeding a lot of the pieces or any really of the spirit tree to the wood chipper. I've mostly been setting those aside, and he gestures over to a lot of the larger pieces of the spirit tree that have kind of been blown off are kind of in a pile. The small pieces are just kind of being raked together, but there are a few larger chunks that he has kind of given to you to use in the craft cabin.
Is feeling pretty shocked. It being her first actually felt fearful for her own, as well as like the fear and care for other people, which so she's spent a lot of time kind of just hovering around everyone, but trying to play it off like, oh, I'm just, hanging out. I'm just here to be helpful. But really she's just feels this need to make sure everyone's like doing okay. And so I think one of her main motivations in this moment is to find out more information about why this happened in the first place. Like right after she saw those flashes of light, they all bolted outside, and then something horrible happened, and she doesn't quite understand it.
As you're kind of walking around, kind of keeping an eye on everyone, Yanksher Braid flies up to you and says, "Oh, I've got some bad news. I guess it's good news, but it's also bad news." And he pulls up, kind of dragging it along the ground. It's a little bit bigger than him. I was able to find it. It was lodged behind some debris. The picture frame that you had put on the outside of your cabin had been blown off the door, and the frame itself is intact, but the glass and picture inside the glass is broken. Cracks of it now mar the picture, and there's lots of water damage on the picture itself. But good news is I found it, right?
Oh.
Maybe we can use one of your other headshots on the inside?
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks, Yanks. Here, let me have that. She grabs it and she kind of looks at it, and it almost kind of reflects the amount of scratches and damage that her own face and body took, and she just walks over to the nearest trash repository and tosses that in as well. She's already disposed of her mirror, and she's having a lot of feelings about changes of her own face being so scratched and torn up, and I think I should just change it back to the 2.
I mean, I spent a long time looking for that.
Oh, okay, fine. She grabs it back out. We'll put it up somewhere. We'll keep it with your trinkets or something.
Oh, great. I have the perfect spot for it. And he takes it back from you and starts the process of dragging it back towards the cabin.
After the fight, Eleanore really kind of shut down. The moment that she went to help Maz after the fight, and Maz couldn't feel the magic of the spirit tree in her anymore, there was something Eleanore saw in Maz's expression that gave her a sense of deja vu, but triggered a little memory that she just couldn't grab onto, waking up from a dream, and as you become more and more unconscious, the dream just slips away no matter how hard you try to hold on to it. And she doesn't know what to do with these feelings. She doesn't know what it means, but she just kind of shut down, and she had spent part of the morning helping Maz drag that large piece of the tree back nearer to the spirit tree itself. She took a small part of the spirit tree with her, so that she's hoping if the magic comes back, she will know immediately, no matter where she is, because the small piece that she took will react as well. And she is spending the late morning, early afternoon, whatever time it is, just kind of walking around outside the bucket, clearing up debris, making sure none of those large windows have any damage or anything. And she's just kind of checking up on that area and checking on the plants.
Wendell is also gathering small bits of debris and kind of collecting them together, and he says, I just don't understand why the magic of the tree failed. Nothing. I've checked the wards, I've checked the various abjuration protections, nothing has been thrown off. And he's kind of talking to himself as he's kind of putting these things together, and it just doesn't make any sense. This is problematic. This isn't adding up. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to concern you at all, Eleanore.
No, sir, I think we should be concerned. I don't understand what happened last night, but the feelings that I got when I was out on my own trying to figure out the weather stuff, like, that wasn't just a storm, sir. That was something sinister. And somebody did this on purpose. Somebody sent those dragons on purpose.
Can you tell me again, what did you remember about what you were sensing? What did you feel? What did you hear?
Well, I'd gotten as far as I could from your directions, and the weather fork had such a strong reaction. It started spinning and showed me a map, and I could see clear as day that the storm was heading for the camp. And I could hear something. I felt the wind blowing, but when I saw the storm clouds in the distance, they were not reacting like the wind was affecting them at all. Like they were headed in a direction because I feel like somebody was sending them in that direction. And I couldn't make out words, but I could hear whispering like a spell was being cast. And honestly, I didn't wait around too much after I heard that because I was so far away. I had to get back here.
Oh, I think that was the right move. Had you not made your way back, that information from the weather fork was extremely helpful. I think you made the right call.
Yeah, but if I had just gone a little bit faster, I mean, Maz is heartbroken, sir.
You can't blame yourself for that. That's not, you gathered the information you were asked to gather and you came back right away. I think you did exactly what was expected of you. And as far as the creatures themselves, wind dragons are commonly found amongst storms. I don't think that they are themselves the unusual part. I think you're spot on in your suspicions in terms of something else sending the storm as the abnormality. The wind dragons, again, aren't uncommon hunters in storms that powerful. So I think you're spot on in terms of the abnormality being the storm direction and abnormality in terms of following, or rather not following, the patterns of the winds.
Well, and to what you said, like, why would somebody do this? Like, this... Why would somebody want to wreck this place? Like, we only do good, sir.
It's just a camp.
Yeah, it's just a camp. Like, I don't understand.
Mala at this point will be dealing with the fact that he almost did nothing during that fight, and will just be standing in the water around this spirit tree with a hand on the tree, just like staring at it, completely absent-minded. Well, to everyone else absent-minded, but to him deep in thought. Yeah, and he'll kind of mutter to himself under his breath that I couldn't protect you, and you did so much for me, and next time this happens, I won't be so weak.
Pat's gonna come up. He's been working on the camper cabins all morning, and realizes, like, I've seen everyone but Mala doing a thing, and I'm gonna walk up behind him and go, "Hey man, give me a hand. I've got some heavy shit to reload up."
Not now.
Come on, man.
You don't need me. You just want me
Come
away
on,
from
man.
the
I
tree.
know I'm not as strong as you. Are a freaking orc. I need a little bit of height and strength.
What do you need me for?
This beam fell in the camper cabin 3. The beam at the top. You think I can lift the beam at the top just by myself?
I'll try. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Yep. Just meet me over there when you're ready.
Malo will take the spirit tree leaf that is pressed around his neck. Is it still glowing, or does he feel anything from it?
Give me a nature or religion check.
Those are both going to be terrible. 10.
You feel nothing. And that is a definitive nothing. It is not in the past, I think you've felt feelings of, even if it was not something you associated with like a supernatural return, I think you feel nothing as you look at the leaf.
Malo will put both his hands on the tree and try to push forth some like divine energy, some basically lay on hands to see if the tree will react at all or accept the divine magic.
How much are you gonna give?
We'll start with 5 and see if there's any reaction.
It takes it.
Do I sense anything?
I think you feel just an absolute deep well of effectively damage.
I'll bump the other 5 in.
Right. You give all 10 of it in, and this is the part of the tree that was effectively burned at portions of it, and a massive scarred piece of it that is charred and kind of poking up almost like a stalactite of black wood crumbles off. And as you put in this healing.
How large would you say?
Oh, probably like a 10-foot splinter of tree.
I'm going to pick it up and carry it with me as I go over to Mazzy and just put a hand on her shoulder and tell her next time we'll be ready and we won't be so weak.
Mazzy looks at you and says, together we'll be ready. I agree.
And I'll like give her a solid like fist thud on her shoulder, and I'll go help Pat with the beam.
Do we think before that happened, did any of us know that the tree was still viable, or did we think it was gone until he noticed that it did take?
I think Mazzy has made it clear that this tree is not dead. The tree is not gone. It is just deeply wounded.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we knew that for sure or not.
Yep. The tree is deeply wounded, and she is also just unsure about what she wants to do with this other piece of tree that is, there are probably 4 or 5 large limbs on the piece of tree that was hewn off by the lightning. And unlike the actual tree that remains, it does not have any charred marks on it. So it is in some ways a cleaner cut of tree that has been blown off of it. It doesn't bear any of the ash or burn marks on it. So she's unsure about what to do about that piece at this time. She doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel comfortable mulching it or getting rid of it in any way. Even like the sizable chunks, she feels comfortable giving them for the craft cabin. Doesn't feel comfortable throwing them away or anything like that. Little pieces smaller than fingers or nothing, but this huge chunk, she's just very unsure about what to do with. As you are all going about this, Eleanore brings out some lunches, some little packed lunches, since everyone's kind of been actively working today. And you all catch on the river a pretty sizable canoe. It almost is maybe too big to be called a canoe. There are 3 people in it, and they are able to sit 3 abreast inside of it, and it is being magically kind of pushed across the river. No one is rowing. These 3 people are sitting inside of it, and it kind of lodges itself along the shore, and they get out, and they begin to approach. The first person you see is a tall elven woman. Her hair is kind of golden. She wears a white kind of blouse with black trim on the lapel and pockets. Her hair is in gold waves, and her ears just poke out from both sides. She is objectively beautiful. Around her waist is a large kind of buckle that holds up a divided red skirt that glimmers in the sunlight. Her leg kind of peeks out from the slit on the side. This is not camper attire by any means. The only thing that kind of gives any type of nature appropriate attire for what she's wearing is the fact that she is barefoot. She is kind of holding herself high and clearly the one leading the group. The other person with her, another person with her is a fawn. So a woman who, similar to a centaur, but instead of a horse half, she has a deer half. And her deer half is quite young looking. She has speckles like a young deer on her hindquarters. She is rather small, I think no more than 4 feet tall. She has thin arms, and even from a distance, you can see that the ground around her seems to respond to her movements. The grass where she steps kind of perks up, and there's almost a sweet smell in the air as she gets closer. Her eyes are bright green, and she wears just like a faint gossamer shawl around her arms that matches her bright green eyes, and her hair is kind of done up in multiple braids and a crown of flowers as in her hair. She has small nubs of antlers in her hair. And the last person, all of you recognize immediately. She is a tiefling with light purple skin and a shock pink hair. Her horns kind of swoop back after initially pointing out, and she has golden ornaments on her horns that kind of dangle both from individual horns and between and down into her ears. She is beautiful, but also stern looking. She's younger, she's your age, and she kind of holds herself upright and looking around familiarly. She's looking around with familiarity as you recognize Tamara from camp last summer. She kind of gives you a sheepish wave as she approaches. The woman at the front, the elvish woman, says, "Hello, I'm Valentina Bly from X Camp, Stelshall," and she introduces herself to Mazzy. "Oh, well, hello, hello, I didn't expect you all to, I didn't expect guests at this time. We had an issue with the storm yesterday. I apologize for no need to apologize at all. That's exactly why we're here. X Camp also had quite an issue with the storm, and we wanted to check and see how things fared over here." And she looks around at camp, at the debris, and I think it kind of speaks for itself. And Mazzy says, "Is there something I can help you with? As you can see, we're kind of busy at the moment." And Valentina says, "Well, I wanted to offer any help. We did endure some damage over at X Camp, but we do have a couple of extra hands if there's something we can do. I'm a trained sorceress, and this is Astrid Kittle," as she gestures to the fawn, and she's a trained naturalist, and if there's anything that she could help you with, and this is my apprentice, Tamara Mills, who I believe you actually might be quite familiar with. And Tamara gives a wave. And as he says, "Tamara, I didn't expect..." "Yes, I'm very familiar with Tamara. if there's anything that we can do, we are happy to. And she makes contact with the broken piece of the tree and kind of gives a gasp. Oh, I am so sorry. This is a beautiful spirit tree. This damage is quite severe. Do you mind if and she, Mazzy, and Astrid kind of break off and approach the spirit tree, and Tamara kind of approaches the five of you, and Tamara gives a wave and says, "Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Oh my gosh, what happened to the spirit tree?"
Can I would it be an insight check to see if I think she's being honest?
Yes.
12?
Tamara looks genuinely surprised right now, more than any other emotion. I think she also looks a little overwhelmed by everything that she's seeing. And I think those are the only two emotions that you can kind of read on her face right now. What happened?
The tree got hit by lightning, obviously, and you weren't here to help.
There was some sort of magical storm that rolled through, and well, it was bad. Kind of wiped us a little bit.
What do you mean, magical storm?
We had something was sent here. I think something was sent here, this storm, to attack us. Did you guys have any wind dragons?
No, we didn't have any wind dragons. We did see some, I think, creatures in the sky, but nothing that was actually near our camp at all. It would make sense if they were wind dragons, but they weren't anywhere near us.
We got hit really bad.
Yeah, I mean, we had some pretty severe damage. A lot of our buildings are new, though, so I think they were a little bit more able to handle maybe the storm. We had an outdoor high ropes course that got hit pretty bad, though.
Ugh.
Tragic, you mean? Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That's a sigh of sadness and tragedy. Hi, Tam. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do?
Oh, I'm Tamara, and I'm gonna
Okay.
show up after everything happens, and then
Listen, there's
I'm with Evandria on this. She left us to go to X camp, and now she wants to help.
she didn't leave us to go to X
I
camp.
didn't.
There's no place for her to work here. If anything, honestly, Tamara, I thought you'd be upset with me because I know you were really close with Yaz last year, and I thought maybe you expected to be working at the bucket, and that's what I'm doing.
No, I didn't. I heard that Valentina was working at X Camp Stellshaw, and I couldn't pass the opportunity to train under her, so I applied to X Camp Stellshaw.
Oh,
to be perfectly
Valentina is
honest.
so cool. We love Valentina. Valentina.
Okay, everyone.
How's it going over there?
Tamara,
How's prep?
Prep is going. It's definitely different. I don't know how much It's definitely different than Camp Do Anything.
Sure.
But I will say it's
Funded?
funded. Yeah, I think that's probably a good descriptor. There are I have my own bathroom in my cabin.
Okay, Tamara. It's good seeing you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Listen.
No, it really is good to see you, Tamara. We're just out of sorts because last night it took a lot out of us, and we're still trying to recover from it, both physically, but also in terms of prepping for arrivals, and so it is good to see you, and we appreciate you being here.
And honestly, I wouldn't put it past the people at Camp X to send something like this to us.
I know of no one at X Camp who would do something like this.
No, I don't think so either.
You never know.
If
These
you guys-
people are high up, they can do anything.
If you guys wouldn't mind, though, if you can go with Maz and just check out the tree and see if there's anything you think you can do.
I think they should probably do something like maybe unsink the ship or help with the cabins. I don't think they need to go near the tree.
Maz?
I did see the sunken ship. It looks really nice.
Yeah, you should go try to unsink it a little bit.
No, I think it's supposed to be a little
I think
bit sunken.
Valentina's trained in sorcery, and so she's so good she can probably unsink it with you.
I think you think it's more sunk, but I think it rained yesterday, so the water's higher.
It looks damaged.
I
They're
will.
in their floaty special boat should go fix it.
I will absolutely go check that out.
Sounds
if that's
great.
what you want me to do, I'll go check it out.
And Maz, it's up to you if you want the other two to check out the tree.
Maz is over absolutely by the tree with Astrid and Valentina. Astrid seems to be kneeling down and has her hands very close to the tree, kind of moving them up and down, and you can see that she is deep in thought. Valentina is a step or two back discussing with Maz something. You're all kind of a bit of ways away. Maz heard you say that and says, yeah, I think we're discussing options. It seems like there might be a way to there. Do you mind if we have a discussion? And she kind of gestures to the five of you and to Eleanore and Patrick and the rest of the members of Camp Do Anything, and gestures them over and says, our friends over at Camp Stelshall have given us an opportunity to maybe take and heal some of the tree. They have a greenhouse, a well-equipped greenhouse over at Camp Stelshall, and
I don't think we should
They're
let it
gonna
leave.
take it? They're gonna take it for themselves? Like they take everything? Like they took the land? Like they took our people?
Evandria, I want to
Getting
be,
really colonization over here.
I want to be clear. I don't know that I can do anything about this.
We can't just stick it in the ground and let it grow?
I don't know that I'm capable of maintaining that level of magic. Give me an insight check.
15.
It looks like Mazzy is up against the ropes. You saw yesterday when she was maintaining the magic to just protect the tree against the storm, and it was taking a lot of her focus and determination to protect the tree. She was wholly unaware of everything else going on around her. And so for her to grow a new spirit tree and to essentially propagate a spirit tree from a massive damaged piece while also running camp would be very difficult. To put it bluntly, Mazzy's not good at magic.
Don't let him take it, Mazzy. We'll make it happen. Just the tree needs to stay here. I'll help. Wendell will help. Eleanore, I'm sure, will help. We'll get it done. But the tree needs to stay here, I think.
What does Mazzy's necklace look like right now?
Give me a perception check
Just point
or an arcana check.
clarification. You're taking the broken part of the
Yes.
tree, not the actual tree out of the
Yes,
ground.
the broken.
Yeah, right.
16.
With arcana or perception?
Oh, that was my perception, but let me do Arcana, actually. 20.
The talisman itself does not appear to be in an active state right now. It is generally kind of just floating in that gyroscope space, and it just always is kind of going through various filters. Every once in a while you see a tint of red, a reddish purple hue go across it, but it doesn't appear that Mazzy is registering that at all.
Is there any reason for us to think that the lightning that hit the tree wasn't just lightning? Like, is it possible? Eleanor's train of thought is that if it was a magically induced lightning strike, maybe the tree is infected with something.
That would be that's a good question. I would encourage you to investigate that in your downtime.
Okay.
Can we?
No, go ahead.
Can we talk without the ex-camp people here? Can you guys just give us a minute?
Of course.
This is an internal matter we need to discuss.
Valentina and Tamara walk away. Astrid is focused on this. Like,
Astrid, you can
broken
go too. Just for a minute.
Okay. She kind of
Thank you.
walks away.
Mazzy, we can't give them the tree. We can raise this. They're not going to propagate it in 3 weeks. We know that. We need the tree and everything we have for the ritual.
Mala, I'm going to be honest. I don't think any of you are capable of the level of magic necessary to do anything with this
And
tree.
ex-camp it.
Yeah, Astrid is definitely more powerful than me or any of you.
Maz, how do we make sure that they don't just take it and run with it like they always do?
I'm just going to nod in agreement.
I think you make a good point.
Who's gonna check in on it? Who's gonna go and make sure those fuckers don't take our shit?
Language, Evandria. Language.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I think you make a good point. I don't like giving something like this away.
They just don't have a spirit tree and they want a spirit tree. They're going to take ours and then that's going to make their camp even better.
Yeah, so let's say that we let them take it and they restore it.
Make them sign a contract.
That's not going to stop them. You said that yourself. They can do whatever they want.
And I'm not saying this as like devil's advocate, like I want them to take it. I do not think we should let them take the tree.
You're on their side?
Go ahead, Eleanore.
But if they took it and restored it, what could they then do with that? Like, what's the worst they could do if they did decide, if they are being malicious? Like, what could they do with a smaller piece of the active tree?
I think you can tell that, honestly, even Mazzy is just like truly not good at magic. And she feels that same fear, but doesn't have a good scope of understanding of what they would be capable of.
Eleanore, do you have any insight in this?
My magic is pretty niche and focused on healing and nurturing, and while I definitely could see a part of it, maybe it would be hard for me to apply what I know to plants and things like this, of this nature. I don't know. I'm also a little out of my depths, as if I'm being honest.
At least let me call my mom. At least let me see what she thinks.
Yeah, do we have any family members? Do we know of any campers' parents that we could have come early and help us?
Look, middle child here. Why don't we compromise? Can Bunky, Eleanore, whoever, or Evandria over doing the Evergreen Center, can we spend a couple days before campers get here, try and figure something out? And if it doesn't work, we can call X-Camp?
I think that's a good middle ground.
Do we need to make this call right at this second?
I mean, the tree received my healing, so it's definitely still there.
And my priority is absolutely to take care of the tree that we still have.
I'm not 100% sure that they are wanting to do anything wrong, but I'm also in agreement with Evandria and Mala that I do not want this to leave.
And that is where I am just unsure about what to do. I'm worried that we are going to, if we split our focus between propagating this other portion of the tree, that we'll have spent too much of our energy on not saving the actual tree that remains.
Why do we need to save the propagation? Why can't we just save the tree and use that to fashion things around camp, or weapons or shields or things?
I will not allow any amount of the spirit tree to be turned into a weapon.
Okay, shields then for protection. Or armor.
Give me a persuasion check.
Thank you. 13?
I think we can spend the next few days thinking about our options and really applying ourselves to what we have in front of us. But I'm not going to throw out potentially giving this to X camp if they can get it to a place where they could potentially reunite it with this other piece of the main tree. If that's an option on the table, then I'm going to be willing to take a big risk to do that.
Well, to what Pat said, a compromise. They came, they offered to help us any way they could. We say yes, but they want to take it with them. But our compromise could be maybe Astrid stays here for a couple of days. I'm sure they can spare her for a couple of days if it means if they are, goodwill and they're being honest about helping us out. I think they should, in that case, be willing to let her stay with us for a couple of days. Sorry, Anna Laura, I do have an extra bed in my cabin. And
what?
Look at this ass.
That's not important right now. It's not important right now. I'm so sorry.
I think they're probably also prepping to open a camp, though.
Oh, I want to be clear. I have no problems inconveniencing that.
Yeah, they have double the staff that we do. I think they will be just fine.
They have a high ropes course.
Evandria's just standing there, muttering.
I'm Valentina. I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna take all my and then take whatever I want. I'm Valentina.
I'm going to hand Evandria the bottomless canteen.
She takes a massive swig.
Just point of clarification. I'm now a little confused about what you said about reuniting the tree. So we have the tree, then there's a splinter of the tree. We're handing it to them to propagate, but then reunite with the spirit tree?
She's hopeful that could be an option.
That this will reattach.
That there is like a world where you could, because you can, that's like a thing that you can do with trees where you can like take a portion of tree and like combine it with another piece of tree.
Grafting.
Yeah, grafting. Like that's what she's hoping.
Just we started off with like them taking it and growing their own, and then we talked about
You all
reattaching.
said
So
that.
okay,
She never said that.
That was
Yeah.
what
I was under the impression
She never said that.
I'm all over the place, but I was leaning into like they're gonna screw us over.
Evandria will always say that X
Yeah.
camp will screw us.
Oh, I'm
up.
with you on that. I don't trust.
She is hoping that they will. What's the phrase? Graft it.
Graft.
Yeah. She
For
is hoping that
us.
they will be able to graft.
Yeah.
it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Just
And I
needed
was-
to pause because
I
I was
was-
getting a little lost.
you're fine.
I was under the impression that they would take it to see if they could restore the magic, and by restoring the magic in any part of it, the whole thing would be reinstated or restored, you know? So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so our argument was more like they're going to keep it for themselves.
Evandria thinks they're gonna take it, saying that they'll
Solid.
help us.
Okay, you and
then
I are on
they
the
will
same
say,
page.
Oh, now that it's grown, I think we're just gonna keep it.
Okay, sorry. We can
Yeah.
go back. I just wanted to make sure I was following.
I think we can take the next couple of days to. I don't think there's going to be any harm. I don't have any problem spending a little bit of my extra energy and magic to sustain the piece that has been removed and taken off the tree. I just know that there's no way that I'm going to be able to do my functions as program manager here at camp and maintain the magic required to keep this piece alive when there's an option that ex-Camp Stelshaw could take it, be frankly better at preparing it to graft to this other piece, to the original spirit tree. I think we can spend the next couple days thinking of our option, but I absolutely agree. There's no reason that they also can't help sustain it while it's here.
I do believe at the ceremony last night, it was declared that this year will suck. So let's just start that early. Next couple days are going to suck.
The next couple days are going to suck. So we're going to enter into our first downtime. Downtime represents multiple days of work, and there are a number of options you all can take during your downtime. You can do such things like coach campers. Obviously, there are no campers here at this time, but spending time with campers in your specific areas, your tracks of study, getting them ready for the questing ritual. This is going to be a key way to get campers, the 30 campers necessary to take their questing ritual successfully. You can also spend time developing your own skills. Each of you have a goal for yourselves, something that you're trying to achieve, and spending time developing that skill or developing yourself will get you closer to that goal. This will also be a good way for you to, if you want to work on a personal project or brew some potions, this is a good way for you to spend some of that time. Another thing you can do is camp chores and upkeep. Sometimes this will be a requirement. I have tracked how that previous battle went. You guys did a pretty good job at keeping the fires off of the tree. So for this downtime, there must be 2 successful uses of camp chores and upkeep in order to get camp just clean and ready for campers. That could have been much worse had the fires spread further, but you guys did a pretty good job at keeping the fires down. It doesn't matter who spends their time doing that, but there must be 2 successful downtime activities spent on camp upkeep and chores. The other thing you can do is spend time in relationships. Not so much with yourself, since that's what we're actively playing the game doing, but there are other people at camp, such as camp professional staff members. There are other people at other camps you might want to spend time with, building relationships or just spending time with. There are people back at your homes that you might want to be building relationships with. That is another thing you can spend during your downtime doing. Another thing you can spend your downtime doing is solving a mystery. There are some weird things afoot here, and you can spend your time trying to solve the mystery that's happening. And I think you might all have some ideas as to what that would be. The last thing is a little bit different than the others, and that is relaxation. So relaxation will come into play when, as you are doing these other downtime activities, I'll ask for a specific check. So let's say you are doing camp coaching and you are working on archery with the campers. And so I might have you roll an athletics check. If it's early on in your camp downtime activity, the DC might be lower, but the more things you do during your downtime, the higher the DC will get. If you fail a DC, you have the option to just roll again, but you will take a stress token. The more things you do as a young person, the more stress you're going to feel. And there are consequences to taking stress that I'm gonna keep a secret, because knowing the consequences might make you not want to take stress tokens. Obviously, in the future, you'll know what the consequences are and it might hold you back, but for this first round, you don't know what the consequences are. Relaxation is a way to proactively get rid of stress. After you have acquired stress from a previous downtime, you can use relaxation as your last downtime activity to make a wisdom saving throw. If you pass your wisdom saving throw, you may remove a stress token you gained from a previous downtime activity. You cannot remove a stress token that you gained during this downtime activity, and your relaxation activity must be the last activity that you do. There's no limit to the number of downtime activities that you take. However, the DC will get eventually so high that it will become impossible for you to succeed. Failing a downtime activity probably doesn't have a ton of consequences. It's not going to actively hurt you. You just might not benefit from succeeding. And the more you succeed by, the better. Just passing the DC is the equivalent of getting like a C on a grade card. It is passing, but it's not excelling. Getting higher than 10 on a DC is what I would consider getting like an A+ on something. So the things that you really want to excel at, I suggest doing first, because the DC for the first thing you do is 5. The DC that you do for the second thing is 10. The DC that you do for the third thing is 15. It increases by 5 every round. So the chances of you beating it by 10 by the fourth thing you do is very unlikely, maybe impossible if you don't have expertise. Sound good? Cool. We'll start with Pat.
Yeah, Pat took above table. Pat took the skilled feat and took a bunch of tool proficiencies. And Pat's little brother, Polly, is coming for his first year of camp this year. And Pat's really
concerned and interested that Polly have a good year. And so Pat wants to look at everybody and say, I'm happy to take care of 2 rounds of the upkeep and chores if you guys can get with the spirit tree and focus up on that. Is that cool with DM? If I do my first 2 as chores?
So for this first one, I'm going to say I would accept like an athletics check. I would accept
for sure.
So the DC is 5.
That's a 7.
Great. That's a success.
It's not pretty.
Close.
But it's not pretty.
Great.
So I'll do the second one's 10.
Yep.
That's a 1, but I'm going to take a stress token.
Okay. That's your first. I'm going to count on you guys to track your stress tokens.
Track them. Okay. That is a 14.
Great. So you get your second success. So Pat spends a lot of time cleaning up camp. He is doggedly going through, gathering pieces of debris and working hard to get camp ready.
Yeah. Pat loses some sleep. He's started with some smith's tools that he's picked up from Sir Kalember, and then he's got some carpentry tools that he learned from the shop. And so he is losing sleep. Thus, the stress token is a little harried by the end of the week, but camp's getting ready.
What else do you want to do with your done?
I will do my skills development and do some of my night training martial stuff.
Do you also want to get the pits ready?
Yes, thank you. Can that be?
That would register as camp coaching. Like getting
Camp
your
coaching.
zone
Cool.
ready is camp coaching,
Yeah,
even
we'll
though
start
the
with
campers aren't there.
We'll do that one next.
This is a 15. I would accept athletics. I would also accept your attack modifier as well.
Okay, so that's a 25.
Great. So this is an incredible success in this scenario because you beat it by 10.
So Pat has been working on getting ready for campers. Pat has set up a system called Pat's Pits Praxis. The goal is for every student this year to be pretty okay at the following things. You just have to remember shush. 1, shooting large targets with arrows. 2, holding a martial weapon. 3, using a shield to help avoid death. 4, stabbing stuff with bladed weapons. 5, have fun with weapons. Gotta just remember shush.
I think at one point Mazzy is kind of seeing you making a bunch of signs with shh on them. I think acronyms typically have different letters in them to help.
They all start with the shush. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll get it.
Okay.
We're just getting them pretty okay.
Are you worried at all that just people will think the pits are supposed to be quiet?
Nope.
Okay.
Because the last one's have fun with weapons.
Okay. Yes, you're right. I like this.
Have fun with. We're just looking for pretty okay. We're looking for passing.
You're right. Also, these weapons that your family donated are really going to come in handy.
A generous donation. If you do see them, make a really big deal about the generous donation.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely, of course.
You don't need to send anything or do anything ahead of time, but if you run into them.
Yes, of course. All right. What else do you want to do?
I guess I'll try the skills development thing. Why not?
What do you want to work on?
I'm going to, for this one, work through all of my, like I mentioned sort of in the combat, Pat has finally taken seriously getting skilled as a fighter and has actually wanted to get better at those things. And so as much as he rolls his eyes at Sir Kalember, he has taken to getting a little more in shape, getting a little bit better with his weapons. He's been using this long sword mostly, but he has a great sword that he's started to practice with from the shop. And so I think that'll be the deal. So this will be a 20. I'm gonna take one more stress token.
Okay.
There it is. That'll be a 27.
Great. I think Patrick volunteers to do some morning calisthenics with you.
Pats are number one. Pats are number one. Pats are number one. All right.
You have morning calisthenics with Patrick, and he welcomes you to his morning routines. He Do you want a protein shake? I make this myself.
Is it good or bad?
It's great.
Can I do an insight check?
Absolutely, you can.
That's a 10.
It's nutritious. I think you can tell just by the shade of green,
Sure.
and that he doesn't have a very good blender, and there are just like big chunks of kale inside of it, and you see him take a drink and he's chewing a lot.
It's like cold soup.
Oh yeah,
It's like cold soup. Yeah, cold soup.
Oh, I didn't really think. I mean,
Yeah, the chunks.
Protein shake, cold soup are kind of the same thing.
The chunks. Yeah,
they're kind of.
I mean, they're not usually the same thing, but these are the same thing.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'll get you. We'll find a blender. We'll find a new blender. I bet actually.
Teasel probably has a new.
Yeah. We'll get them smooth. By the end of the summer, we'll get them smooth.
Smooth, as in smoothies.
Yes, sir.
This makes
Yes, sir.
sense.
The flavor's great. Just a little chunky.
Okay, awesome. Great. Perfect. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next, or Malo will go next.
Do it, cowards.
Malo would like to spend some time with not the splinter of the spirit tree, but the main part that's still growing and alive that he was able to like connect with before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna push my luck a little bit here, and I'm like, can I reach out to that like power that I felt was in the tree still that was hurting, and try to like bring it forth to like get like a bond with it? And my push here is like, can I make a charisma check, but can it be religion? So I can
Do you use charisma modifier on your religion? Yes, but I want to correct a statement you made. You didn't feel a presence, you felt a vacuum. You felt a wound, which is different than a presence.
Okay.
I will still allow this. I just don't want you to think that there was a presence there.
Okay, that's going to change a little bit then. Can I reach out to it and see what is missing? Like, what is there? And I'm going to cast Detect Good and Evil to see if there's something within the tree, like from the lightning strike.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a scene. So go ahead and roll your religion check using your charisma modifier. Trying to beat a 5.
I'm going to take a stress on that.
I love, take that stress.
I'm going to take another stress.
Holy shit.
Okay, cool. 15.
15. That's a resounding success.
After
I'm
resounding
I'm gonna like narrate this as Mala is like not letting his failure of this protecting the tree go, and his only motivation right now is to fix this thing. Like, he has no other care in the world, and he doesn't trust anyone else that's not can't do anything staff to even be near this thing. So he'll approach the tree, and Malo raises his hands, and little spectral phoenixes burst forth from his body, kind of enveloping the whole area, flying around and investigating every inch of the area that the cast is going through, looking for evil or good influences in it. And he approaches the tree and like commands all of the little phoenixes to just dive into it to search for whatever is there or whatever he thinks could be there, that was hinted at earlier.
You cast Detect Good and Evil, and the tree itself doesn't have... I think this is a multiple day venture. Or at least you'd spend multiple days at different points doing this. And right out the bat, I think after day 1, you can definitely ascertain that the tree itself doesn't have any celestial fiend or any of the aberration qualities to it, but the various little phoenixes that are kind of doing the scoping out for you do sense a fiendish presence on camp. And I'm being a little generous with the range here on Detect Good and Evil. And there are definitely pings of evil. I think for a bird to detect it, it kind of looks like a fog that comes off of the presence coming from the bucket. And I think this counts as a mystery roll, by the way.
I was assuming so, yeah.
Yeah, this counts as a mystery roll. The bucket is giving off, it's very faint, which is why I think it takes so long for you to really nail down where it's coming from. It's almost like the taint of whatever this is faintly just kind of wafting into the air occasionally. I think on day one of you kind of making this check, you just catch it for a brief glimpse. And day two, when you do it, you're like ready to look for it. And so you catch it for a bit longer. And finally on day three, you're like, I know it was coming not from the tree. So you're ready to kind of look outwards for it. And you can confirm that there's something at the bucket that is giving off specifically like a fiendish scent or glow that you can confirm. But the tree itself is not giving off any of those things.
Do I feel like that influence is going, like, do I just sense it there, or do I feel like it is connected to other things at camp?
And you got a 10?
15.
You got 10 above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it
Ask
just
your question
contained there?
again.
Is it influencing? Like, is there like tendrils of this energy heading out to different areas of camp?
I think you get a sense that it is almost like a vine looking for a foothold. It is like going out and trying to find something to latch onto, but in a way that is almost reflexive, thank you. That is reflexive, not thinking. It is just looking for something to latch onto and kind of spinning around, and it has not found something to get purchase onto. But there's no sentience behind it.
Okay.
And that's because you got like such a resounding success on that.
For my second one, I'd like to set up Hearth Hall. Or
Okay.
Mala would like to start up Hearth Hall.
So for this, Hearth Hall is an interesting kind of position. You're obviously responsible for the number one responsibility you have is like ensuring the general safety of campers. You are not the only one responsible for nighttime hall monitoring, but you are the one at least setting up the rotation for that. And it's kind of low-key expected that you take most of them. The other thing you're responsible for is like the general evening entertainment. And it's not your job, again, to put it on, but like you have the largest budget in terms of what you are able to put on. So it's expected that you might hire a bard once a week or bring in extra entertainment to show off to campers. You're in charge of the late night campfire ritual. That just in general, the like theme of camp, the get outside, grow inside, that is like your job to kind of really drive home. So what did you get, and what are you going to work on?
I guess what skill can I use for this?
What do you want to use? It's pretty broad, so
I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of decorating and like planning. So
yeah.
I don't use athletics just because it's my highest.
And
but
don't forget tools. That's the other thing with this. Tools are totally valid use in these environments. So if you have proficiency in any tools, like a crafting tool, that would also be super valid for like making decorations.
I'm just going to use athletics because you gave me as an option, and it's great. I got a 25, and my DC was a 15.
Incredible.
So I'm like picturing Mala just like kicking open the door, looking at Eleanore, like, we got to make this place the best possible because no one can think that this year is going to be bad. It's not going to be stressful. It's going to be great, and we're going to be the best camp staff there's ever been. And it's going to be like a Tasmanian devil whirlwind of just like banners and streamers and signage. And instead of saying get outside, grow inside, it's going to say get outside, do anything, everywhere. Completely wrong on the thing, but in Mala's like head, this year's about just getting everyone out and just doing whatever they want to get as many people through. For scheduling for the night, I think there's going to be a very detailed list of like every camp counselor their job, even the like permanent camp staff have nighttime jobs. Like Mazzy's going to be doing a 1-woman play in front of camp one night. Almost no money is going to be spent on outside entertainment. It's all on decorations and all on like fireworks and display.
Okay.
I want like smoke and mirrors for like what may be wrong at camp this year. It's going to be everything over the top.
And you wanted that to be athletics.
The decoration and like the setup and everything.
Yeah,
for scheduling, I can roll something else. If you like.
I think in the future, I think convincing Mazzy to do stage performance is absolutely going to be a persuasion check.
I don't use it in my other downtime, but I'll make that now if you want me to.
No, you're fine.
She's in the schedule.
I think you see, I think Annalore sees you making the first poster and is like, I have unseen servants for that. Why don't you hang these?
No, I am doing this. This is my project.
Okay, great. If you have at it, and I think in basically Times New Roman font, if it's athletics.
One in Comic Sans.
Okay, in Comic Sans font are all of these poster signs.
Papyrus!
They look objectively great, very legible. The locations of all these signs, perfect. Very, very on point. The coloring of all the banners is spot on. What do you want to do for your third thing?
And then my last one, I'd like to do skills development. And I feel like knowing what he knows now about the bucket, I feel like I want to start developing like an arcana skill and like going and learning some magical things to help with like feeling out that presence.
Yeah, I think you can have two options here. You can either develop a practical understanding of magic, in which case I'll give you a arcana check with intelligence, or I'll give you an investigation check for more if you want to develop investigation for just like a practical understanding of magic. Either or is fine. Because the bucket is about knowledge, and Wendell is, as Wendell stated earlier, like knowledge is for everyone. So I don't feel like you have to be able to cast a spell. Just being able to identify the spell is important.
More of that. Like I think I want to understand the magical litany required to do things than like actually cast the magic. Like I don't need arcane magic. I have divine magic.
Yeah. So I can go ahead and roll an investigation check in that case. You have to beat a 15.
Oh God.
Am I able to help by saying I'm at the bucket and I can help him track down the information he's looking for?
Oh wait, I'll use Jar to help.
Yeah,
I forgot I
think you can use
okay.
your Jar as your.
But if you want to help, I don't want to take away a great opportunity.
Jar keeps a light on at night for you for late night studying, just providing just ambient light and warmth.
I start to fall asleep and he just burns me a little bit.
Yeah.
Do I take a third stress? Do I get to roll both die if I take a stress?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take a stress. I'm going to do a third one.
Yes, great.
Damn it, I got a 14.
That's a failure. It's hard. I think this is, describe me what failure looks like. Failure this time.
Listen, Mala's not an intelligent man. All right, he struggles with somewhat complicated or basic concepts to other people. So I'd say like during those nighttime study sessions, it's almost like dyslexia, where like the magical spells start like overlapping each other and he can't understand the difference between 2 or 3 of them and starts messing up what school of magic is used for what. And like he starts calling evocation like abjuration and just doesn't understand the difference and can't like get to that nitty gritty level of like mathematical computations for magic.
Yeah. It's complicated. And I think you've got a number of books stacked on. I think at several points, Wendell says, maybe you want to start simpler. You're taking on a lot right now.
I just ignore him because I think like he's in on this corruption. Maybe that's why I failed, is because I'm not under his tutelage.
Yeah. Awesome. Who wants to go next?
What Eleanore would like to do is, knowing what Mala confided in her about what he discovered with the tree, she, without telling Wendell what Mala found, still wants to approach Wendell. So this is using a relationship activity, working with Wendell to see if there's some potions they could create, any kind of healing potions or anything that his expertise, he thinks would maybe help the tree.
Wendell has set up a pretty extensive and thorough alchemic lab in the corner. It is usually set up for just low-key experiments, nothing too fancy, maybe 1 or 2 steps, but he has really pulled out all the stops. He has kind of grown a fondness for Eleanore and feels like this is an opportunity for him to potentially show off. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check or a deception check.
So you said persuasion or...
Deception. If you don't choose deception, the questions might go a little deeper than you'd like.
If I don't choose deception?
Correct.
Okay. Ooh. I'm going to use persuasion because while I respect what Mala said and I'm not telling Wendell, I don't think Wendell is being tricky or shady. So I'm going to use persuasion.
Just got to beat a 5.
9.
Great. He has set up this alchemic station and says, greet you. It's late afternoon. He says, I've picked out a number of things that I think will be helpful for us to experiment with. And your intention is for us to potentially use this on the piece of the tree that was broken off, correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, I would like to use it on the tree itself. I briefly spoke to Maz about it, but I'm wondering if something infected the tree when that lightning strike hit. Not just a simple lightning that started a fire, but and I'm really at a loss, Wendell, and I'm trying to think of how I can help. And I think, us working together on something like this, even if it doesn't work, then that tells us this won't work. Let's move on to something else.
I'm glad you've come to me. I think, and I mean this with all the respect I have for her, but Mazzy is a little in over her head when it comes to magic, and I've helped her. I've taken on a lot of the responsibility when it comes to the questing ritual. When Ergan was here, he did the questing ritual, but it's frankly a little bit too advanced for her, and so I have taken on that responsibility since he passed. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I want to be clear. I think that there's no requirement that the camp program manager be the one to do that, but I think it sends an odd message sometimes if we really think about it. But I think you've made the right call by coming to me. So what I've done is I've kind of gathered together a couple of healing herbs, and I've also kind of gathered together a couple of growth in other plants. The natural chemicals that they give off can be helpful in propagations and things like that. Did you by chance see, I heard that the naturalist over at X-Camp Stelshall stopped by. I wasn't around for that portion when she was there. Maggie didn't invite me in on that conversation.
Oh, do you know her?
Astrid is a well-written author and a pretty renowned naturalist. I have heard of her. I would be very curious to have a conversation with her. She wrote a fascinating treatise on the application of fungal properties on healing, particularly diseases of the mind. Oh, I'm sorry, a little maybe too deep, but I have a couple of her books over in that section over there, and he points to one of the shelves.
Oh, that Astrid. Okay, I've seen those books. Okay. At this point, Eleanore is kind of feeling a little suspicious with how he was dragging Maz, because as much allegiance that Eleanore has with Wendell over just the last couple weeks, she's been working with Maz to develop skills, since last summer. Maz was the first one to greet her first year of camp. She holds Maz very dear. So, yeah, she was here, and she said that, can I roll for deception to see, how convincing I am? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You have advantage since you've already succeeded the relationship check.
What do I add?
Your deception check. Your deception skill.
Oh, duh. 11.
What do you say?
Yeah, she was here, and she told Maz that, she would come back and stay for a couple days and see if she could heal it here at Camp Do Anything. So we're hoping that she keeps it here and... Am I convincing?
Oh, well, where would we set it up? I think Astrid is a very accomplished naturalist, and I would trust her expertise, but it does seem kind of suspicious that they would take it as well. Oh, look, it's boiling. And he kind of immediately is drawn into the potion that he's crafting. You kind of get the sense that he is easily distracted by what he's doing. He didn't notice that you were kind of pulling him astray and kind of deceiving him, but he's also maybe not noticing what he is letting slip to you.
She is going to Maz is going to set her up over in the back of Hearth Hall where the kids can't get to, and they're gonna so she has free access to the bucket, but Maz is gonna be watching her closely because you never know.
Oh, do you think the Astrid Kittle would be do foul play? That would be...
I don't think so, but if the shoe was on the other foot and we were helping them out, I would understand if Astrid wanted to, supervise what we were helping them do, or Valentina. I think it's more than acceptable, and Maz is our leader, and leaders aren't always at the top of their game, and they're only, a team's only as good as its weakest link, and so we all need to get behind her and support her decisions.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Well, I've got this potion is almost finished, and he hands you this extremely viscous greenish brown fluid, and he says, this should prevent any amount of decay on the tree itself, and I don't know how much it would set it up for reuniting or grafting one piece of the tree to the other, but it will definitely prevent it from rot or any amount of further damage. I think using it on the piece that fell off wouldn't be very helpful, but if your intentions are to help heal the existing with the tree that remains, it's very clever of you to think to use a more physical property than just a ritualistic magic.
Eleanore wants to see if this viscous potion is something that she thinks is normal.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check or an investigation check.
Will the one I decide to use affect different? Because I have a +4 in both, so that's why. Do I need to announce what I use?
Yeah, the investigation check will just kind of confirm his statements, and the Arcana check will give you your own independent information about the...
All right, I'll do an Arcana check.
Great.
19.
Great. The pieces that he used to kind of comprise and concoct the fluid for sure have the properties that he said, and the amount of time and the process by which he concocted the potion itself do lend you to believe that it probably does what he says. He's a very skilled alchemist, and it would probably take you much longer to arrive at the end product that he did, but you are pretty confident that what he concocted is going to do what he said.
Thank you, Wendell. I will take this to Maz and let her decide when to use it, but I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's important that you only apply it at night. Its exposure during the daytime would decay or deter its properties from fully realizing.
Okay.
Be sure to give that information to Mazzy.
Okay. There is an area of the bucket that we keep some of the more... There's a few plants that we grow that we keep away from the campers, and only Wendell and I have access to it. And so I stopper that potion up, and I take it to that locked area, and I set it there until nightfall, until I can talk to Maz.
Great. What do you want to do next?
Eleanore would like to set up the bucket and kind of go through a few of the things that she prepped when she wasn't working on bookkeeping and stuff.
Yep.
Stuff she had prepped for camp beforehand while she goes around and, gets it ready for actual campers.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a camp coaching. And let's say for this, it would be either What are you setting? I think I know the answer, but I don't think we've recorded it. Are you talking about like story time or?
I'm more talking about, I'll probably more be talking about plants.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and
Garden.
give me a nature check.
Okay.
Trying to beat a 10.
13.
Great, that's a success. I think you build really kind of cultivate a nice garden in that central space and work with Wendell to ensure that even though there is a magical shield above the top to prevent too much moisture from getting in and ruining the books, that you ensure that enough moisture is specifically brought into the garden space to keep it well watered. What else?
I would like to do a mystery check.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Eleanore has worked on or worked towards over the last year, one of the things she knows she's been interested in is she wants to find out more about the war against the lost, because the financial difficulties of the camp that they've been told were directly related to funds for the camp being diverted to the war against the lost. So what her end goal is with it is to find out where exactly that money went, if that who benefited from the war, whose idea it was to redirect these funds, and eventually, whether it's before or after she goes to specialty school, she wants to rogue it up and start infiltrating these people and basically stealing their goods to sell and stealing money from them to give back to the camp. So yeah. I think she would, I'm assuming it would be Maz and Wendell's offices.
Yeah, give me an investigation check for this.
Okay. And I don't know if I can lump it in there, but now that I'm also suspicious of Wendell, I just kind of want to look at his stuff too.
Yeah.
But you said investigation?
Yes. You're trying to beat a 15.
19.
Great. You spend some time poring over accounting books, looking at previous donations and understanding what funds have really dried up. And it looks like there are a number of major donors who previously were spending a lot of funds sending them to camp, who are now simply sending them to other places or have died in the war against the lost. One name that comes up pretty regularly is Captain Talidar Bayland. Talidar Baylon. He was a previous alumni for Camp Do Anything and made it pretty big. I think if you ever bring this up to Mala, this was a person who's probably featured in several articles in Power Word Adventure or major publications as a pretty popular adventurer. And unfortunately, he got pulled into the war pretty deeply and has stopped donating to camp. You can't find any reason that's not in the books itself, but roughly right after Ergan died 5 years ago, he stopped donating to camp and has been deep in the involvement in the war around the same time.
Is this war still going on?
It is.
Okay.
You get the sense that it is a war against some type of undead in the south of Venethar, which is why they call it the War of the Lost. Any people who are lost in the war are often reincarnated and sent against the troops that they once fought a part of. Benathar is kind of at a perpetual stalemate with what's going on down there. So they have to keep pouring funds in there to pay for soldiers, but they're not gaining any ground. They're just kind of in a defensive position against an army that naturally refreshes itself every time that they make a kill.
Okay, and I'm in Wendell's office, I'm assuming. Yes. I've been in here enough that I've been in here enough with him, like, kind of like I've noticed his habits. Is there a place in here that I have noticed him either like shutting when I come in, or something I know that's always locked, or somewhere that I can look? That'll
be another relationship check.
Oh, okay.
That would be a separate investigation, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Do I see anything around, like, that might be accounting books or journals or anything that aren't anything that he has shown me?
I think you find that he has been jotting down additional theories, assuming that Pat and Bunky shared their experience with the identification spell on the corrupted Laystone. He has continued to do like essentially thought experiments on what he thinks it might be. And he's kind of come to the conclusion that how his current theory is that someone cast simulacrum, and then that simulacrum cast magic jar on itself. So essentially creating a copy of their soul and then putting that soul in some way partially in that gem. And splitting off a soul and then somehow parsing it into the gem using magic jar has put it in that Laystone. That's his current theory. That's the only way he can figure out to kind of layer spell on top of spell.
Is there a lot more information in this book, or is this like he just started because he just started?
This is borderline genius ramblings in this book.
How much empty space is in the book?
I think this book has 400 pages and half of it's full, and you see 3 other volumes of the same length filled on his shelf. It would take multiple days to go through this and multiple checks.
Okay.
But within 19, this is what you get.
Okay. I can't. Okay.
Yep.
I can't steal the books.
Do you want to steal the book?
I think I want to take the information that you just gave me, and I will remember that because I want to share it with Bunky. But I will grab some like crappy old books that I see on the floor that are roughly the same size, and grab his other 3 journals and replace them with as similar of books I can find of the same size.
Give me a sleight of hand or deception.
15 for sleight of hand.
All right. You put the books up there, and you put the books that you stole in your pack.
Cool. All right.
Okay. Bunky or Evandria?
So first thing Bunky wants to do is prep the craft cabin. Just make sure that, okay, I do have a responsibility and want to make sure that it is ready for when everyone gets here.
Mm-hmm. Give me camp coaching. It's going to be a 5. And I'm looking for Arcana or a relevant tool set.
27.
Whoo, dang. Tell me what you are prepping for your first couple lessons.
So first things first, part of preparing the craft cabin is crafting and finding my familiar as a ritual cast. And so everyone will soon get to meet Garnish. Garnish is the familiar's name. Garnish helps Bunky get everything set up, all the cubbies of materials sorted and stocked neatly on the shelves near the windows, getting all the decorations strewn along the side, taking inspiration from what Mala was doing in Hearthall, just getting all beautiful placement on banners, on streamers, and sparkles, glitters, and some dancing lights all throughout, so that there's light at all times, even in the middle of the night.
What does Garnish look like?
Garnish is also popsicle sticks and pipe cleaners with little tufts on top. Garnish has one main body of a popsicle stick, along with two cross-armed sticks that can't quite tell if they resemble arms or dragonfly wings, but a little bit of both. And then on the bottom, he's got 6 pipe cleaner legs that are all intertwined with each other.
Great. I think whether you intended it or not, I think you and Garnish can speak to each other, but I think everyone else hears gibberish. And anyone who walks in on the craft cabin while Bunky and Garnish are working just hear and there is just so much glitter and sparkle everywhere. It is, from the outside, it almost is like the craft cabin is glowing. There's just so much light and ambient magic coming from the inside. I think the pieces of the broken spirit tree that you have collected, whether you've used them for this purpose or not, are giving off their own little ambient magic, almost like a little wooden disco ball in the corner.
Great. So that's first activity. Craft cabin, all set and squared away. I just that on my book. Second activity. I want to go over and repair the tree.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Great.
That'd be a 10.
Okay. Deciding if I want to use help with this. I am gonna have help with this. 22.
Great. And you're specifically repairing the...
Specifically, what I had in mind was after realizing that there were a lot of large ones set aside that were not being chipped down or anything, that were just being preserved. Bunky's wheels immediately started turning oh, I have the mending spell, and if I work literally through the night on this, since I don't have to sleep, I can do little bits at a time and maybe try to patch it back together. And so Bunky, with the help of Garnish, starts just slowly trying to mend the tree back together, trying to graft it back together with repeated use of mending.
Yeah, I think at first you find that it is a little bit difficult to use mending on an organic creature, but with enough adjustments, tweaks to your spell, and kind of having an inherent understanding of this hybrid between inorganic and organic creature, you are able to do a pretty significant amount of repairs to the spirit tree using the chunks of pieces of the tree that had kind of been put to the side. This is a pretty big victory, I think, for camp as a whole. And Mazzy at some point takes the time to, she sees you working through the night and kind of comes out in the middle of the night and says, Bunky, what are you doing?
I wanted to fix it. I have mending. I also have my glue gun, and I hope it's okay that I use that a little bit on here. There might be some glue residue in here, but it's sticking together, and even if it doesn't feel whole, I want it to feel whole when people get here. And so Garnish and I are just.
Oh my gosh! What? Oh. Sorry, I wasn't ready for. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Oh wow, he's kind of cute, actually. Oh, I don't. What did he say?
Oh, he said hi. It's a pleasure to meet you and to be at your service.
Okay.
He's
nice to meet you as well.
That's what Bunky says, while also kind of pushing Garnish behind him.
It is, I think, actually working pretty surprisingly well. Maybe not surprisingly, but the mending spell doesn't typically work on organic creatures in that way.
I poured some of myself into it, because I'm also not organic, so I put a bit of my intention of who I am into the spell as well, and that may have assisted in it actually taking effect on something, because since I have wood in me.
Our wood?
Yeah, let me rephrase that.
Oh no, I loved that.
Yeah, so since I'm made of wood, I thought maybe putting my own essence behind the spell, my own essence and intention might tweak it. And it's not perfect. It's not coming together as quickly or easily as we would want, but it is holding.
As you say, it's not perfect. One of the pieces that has kind of been hot glued on slowly starts to sink down, but Garnish quickly puts an arm up and holds it in place. And Mazzy's kind of still a little bit sleepy, says, Bunky, you're an incredibly talented wizard.
Thank you. I am trying. I have a lot to learn. I really do want to succeed and to help everyone here succeed. I'm just doing what I can with what I got.
I appreciate that. In the future, though, please don't feel like you have to do this under the cover of night, and please ask me before you maybe start casting experimental spells on the spirit tree.
That is perfectly reasonable. The night part just to me is natural because, no
needing to sleep.
No needing to sleep. Like I'd rest and all, but like if there's stuff to do, I might as well do it.
I appreciate your work ethic.
Thank you. But I understand about not doing the experimental spells without approval. But I don't regret it.
I don't think you should, and I don't either. What do you want to do next?
So next, Bunky wants to take some time inspecting that corrupted stone a little bit more.
Give me an Arcana check with... You gotta beat a 15.
25.
Dang. You spend some time with the corrupted ley stone. Tell me what you are doing.
So Bunky has latched on to the two spells that he and Pat identified, the magic jar and the
simulacrum.
And the magic jar and the simulacrum, trying to determine how those two could overlap in a specific way. Those two spells are both well above Bunky's current skill level, but he's still familiar with them since he has been studying. And so he's trying to figure out if it is possible to essentially create a backup of yourself to then store safely in case something happens to you.
You spend a few hours poring over books, kind of getting lost, I think, in the process, looking for a way to store a backup of yourself safely. And I think you come to the conclusion pretty quickly that you're going to have to drop this safely. And you find yourself in some pretty dark spaces magically. And books like focused on abjuration and conjuration aren't going to have your answers. And it's in necromancy that you're going to find what you're looking for. The ways that one is able to take a piece of themselves and store it usually requires dividing themselves, and while the piece they take out might resemble a vast majority of themselves, the piece that's left behind doesn't quite match up to the person they were before, especially if they mess up the process at all. It's an incredibly dangerous process. And as you go through this research, one thing that you're able to come to the conclusion of is that whatever's inside that corrupted laystone has been broken down into its individual pieces. And the soul, or whatever is inside, resembles less of a soul, actually, and is more of a spell component at this point. It was maybe a soul originally, but now the pieces have been shredded up into such tiny increments that it now more resembles a spell component. That's what you find out. And I think you gain that information because of the rune. What do you want to do next?
Bunky is going to head back to the craft cabin, go to the upper level in it that's reserved for the craft cabin master.
He's saying that that's definitely not what your official title is.
I'm telling Garnish, I get to make my own title.
He backs down.
Bunky's gonna head back to the cabin, go to the upper level that's reserved just for the craft cabin master. And no, I don't like it now that we've said that. Bunky's gonna go back to the
Cabin primary.
Yeah, the cabin primary, exactly. Bunky is going back to the craft cabin and going up to the second floor that is reserved for the person in charge of the craft cabin. And he's going to try looking for his soul.
Go ahead and give me an insight check. You've got to beat a 20.
I was really hoping for Arcana. Gonna use my inspiration. Take a stress.
Okay.
Insight is only +2.
Okay.
Worth it for 1 stress at least. Yeah, Bunky's just gonna stay stressed. You know, fine. Bunky's gonna get stressed. Bunky's gonna get stressed. Bunky just found some very distressing information, and is gonna let it get to him. It's a 10. Another stress. 19.
Go ahead and tell me what this extremely stressful experience looks like for you.
Bunky is searching and searching and searching inside himself and around for any semblance of a soul, for any semblance of what makes him alive. All of his friends, everyone he knows, has a soul. And if something were to happen to them during a struggle, during a fight, and they were to die but get revived, they will still be them. Bunky doesn't have that. Since Bunky doesn't have a soul, if he goes down during a fight, he's just gone. And he doesn't know how to reconcile that. He doesn't know how to talk to his friends about that. And he is very afraid. He's terrified of what the implications of that are, especially as the protections of the camp have dwindled. They've been attacked. And he feels more vulnerable than he ever has before.
Evandria wants to attempt to sneak around to Camp X.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Because she is very unhappy with the fact that they even thought it was remotely acceptable to step their feet in her domain. That they would show their faces, their ugly little faces, in this camp. And so she is super pissed off, and she plans to go and try and spy as much as she can. But she has a second separate goal at Camp X as well.
Go ahead and tell me what that second goal is, and give me a stealth check.
So her second main goal at Camp X would be to check in with Keaton and Claire Greystone. These are two friends that she knows from previous experiences at a different Camp X, and she recently found out that they are actually counselors for this summer at this new Camp X. And she wants to just have a conversation and perhaps do a little training with some old friends.
So we'll do two different things. Let's do a stealth. Which do you have a preference in which order you want to do these things?
Yes. So she is going to sneak around first.
Great. This will count as a mystery check, but we will do stealth.
Okay.
You just got to beat a 5.
10.
Great. You sneak around X Camp Stelshall. I'll describe the camp, and then I'll let you focus on an area that you might want to look at. Everything at X Camp Stelshall is new. The first thing that you are struck by is just the sheer number of buildings. The cabins are smaller but nicer. It looks like no more than 6 campers are kept in a cabin at any one time. All of them have some type of climate control magic over them, so every cabin is basically air conditioned. You also see that they have a building for every specific track. So they have a martial track, they have an arcane track, they have a nature track. You see that there is also a giant mess hall. They have a building called the Thunderdome. It is the largest building on campus, and it has this dome on top, almost like an igloo, where there are different polyhedrons that kind of shape the top of it. And the doors, there's one set of doors at the front that kind of create this arch at the front of the building with massive doors. There are no windows anywhere. Unlike all the other buildings, which pretty much look normal in terms of architecture, there are no windows at the Thunderdome. You see that there are staff cabins as well and outdoor training grounds. They have an extensive waterfront that allows campers to train specific waterfront skills. They have a massive garden that they are cultivating where campers are able to raise sentient creatures, as sentient plant creatures, as well as nurture and grow their herbalism skills. In general, this looks exactly like what you would expect from X Camp Resinium City, which you previously attended. This one does appear to be a little bit newer. Resinium City has a lot more history and culture from that history. This looks like it was freshly minted. Is there any area that you want to specifically look at?
Would I have had experience with the previous Thunderdome?
This is something that is completely unknown to you.
So I think she's automatically clocks that.
Yeah.
And says that is different than any other camp I have attended.
Yeah.
And so, although her main motivation is to figure out why they would come and offer to help with the tree, because she sees no benefit that they would gain from this, she decides to sneak into, or attempt to sneak into that building as part of her little spy mission.
With your stealth check, I think you find that the building is unlocked. You go inside and are struck by the amount of plainness inside of the building. There is almost like a lofted, enclosed second floor. on the near side of the building where you just entered. There's like a staircase to get you up to it, but the rest of the building is basically like an open space. There are rafters that kind of support the high dome of the building, and there is a tingle or magic in the air that kind of makes the hair on your arm raise up, not in a suspicious way, but almost like a static electricity way. And you can smell a burnt scent in the air that feels like conjuration and evocation magic. The ground has nicks and cuts in it that seem to be like notched into the all white floor. All of the walls are this off-white color. The ceiling is this off-white color. This almost looks like a blank page of a building. The lofted area has glass observation viewing windows, and there seem to be some sort of control mechanisms up there, but unless you go up there, it's hard to see exactly what would be in that room.
She'll go up.
That door is locked. You peek inside, and sure enough, there's like a control board with buttons and levers and various contraptions and little balls that you can move around and adjust at different angles, but the door itself is locked.
Does anything look like it might have something to do with a weather spoon?
Without a roll, you can confirm that there seems to be no weather spoon contraption.
So I think she's too intrigued to let this go. I think she'd like to attempt to pick the lock to get further exploration into this room.
Good. Do you have proficiency in lock picking?
Nope.
Great. We'll assume you have lockpicking, a lockpicking set, but you do not have proficiency in it, so you can just add your dexterity modifier.
Okay. 10.
You fiddle with the lock, and after 3 or 4 minutes, you hear a click, and your lockpick has broken inside of the lock.
She has a hand axe.
Goddamn right she does.
So I think she's gonna take it and just chop off the doorknob, break the door open.
Great. There's no need to roll because with enough time, and if you're not trying to hide yourself, there's no reason
Not anymore.
you would eventually succeed. You hack at this door, doing a significant amount of damage. Eventually the door gives way, and there is no way that this would be unnoticeable. You have cleaved through a significant portion of this door, forcing your way in. Inside, you see, again, a number of buttons, probably 30 or 40 buttons on a panel. You see a couple of levers, and the mirror itself, now that you're on the other side of the mirror, you can see that there are runes that only appear on this side of the mirror, giving you an idea that maybe this is some type of two-way window. And the sigils and runes are moving and articulating in different ways, giving you an idea that maybe this is even like some sort of touch window or glass that you could move.
So she's gonna go and try and move it.
Great. Give me a intelligence roll. You do not know how to use this tool, so you're just gonna add a roll and give me your intelligence modifier.
Can she use Yanks Your Braid?
Yanks Your Braid is here.
Now you're talking.
And he says, "Oh, I think this part over here, there's a really cool looking symbol over here that I think we could, if we both press this button, and maybe if I make a Y pattern like Yanks, maybe that's the right move. Do you think a Y pattern?"
You know, sometimes pretty works, Yanks. Let's try it.
Great. He starts basically writing his own name, but he only knows the first letter, so he just keeps rewriting Y over and over and over again. You can roll again.
Nat 20. 21 total.
Great. Love that for you. The Thunderdome outside, without a lack of a better word, changes. The white walls are replaced, and instead it looks like you're looking out on a volcanic landscape. You see to your right a massive erupting volcano. Lava pools are pouring down the side, making rivers of red hot lava. There are geysers of volcanic gas erupting up down the sides of the volcano, kind of creating poisonous clouds that pool at the top of the dome. It looks like there is a limit to how high up this goes, but visually it looks like it goes all the way to the sky. You see what you would recognize as fire methods and fire elementals begin to phase into existence all along the bottom of the Thunderdome. And what you see is a battle simulator. This Thunderdome allows the campers of X Camp Stelshall to basically simulate the battle of their choice.
Ooh.
Without anyone in the arena itself, they are like unmoving at this point, but if there were people in there, they would basically be forced to go into combat with whatever is summoned into that area. Yanks goes, well, I'm pretty sure I did that. I want to be very clear, that was me.
Yanks, I'm not gonna lie, it was you.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said.
It was you, yeah.
That one looks like me, and he points to the largest fire elemental down there. He's like, it has my face.
Oh.
I did that.
Boy, Yanks. Maybe, yeah. I think we have to get out of here.
Why?
Well,
should we turn it off first?
Okay, yeah, I guess we should turn it off, but we gotta go.
Okay, great. He starts to make the Y pattern again. Go ahead and give me another intelligence saving throw. If Yanks is helping, you can get the help action.
Saving throw?
Oh, sorry, an intelligence check. Good.
And I get to have 2 of these rolls? Okay. 6.
You do a lot of the same motions. It does not turn off.
Okay, so we're just gonna try and fly out of that room then.
To get out, you'll have to kind of go down the ramp and briefly be in the environment itself.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, Yanks is like, whoa. Like, should we sneak? I don't want to be out there with like that bigger me. Like, I know I kick ass, and so I'm pretty sure he kicks ass too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he kicks more ass than I do.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I'm pretty sure this is meant for people at a much higher level than we are. We don't know what we're doing. We don't even know what setting we put it on.
We do. We put it on fire. I put it on fire. I was given an option. I was like water or fire, and I chose fire.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, we'll sneak.
Okay, great. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Yanks was also going to steal stealth. Yanks got a 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a 9.
You both kind of make your way down the stairs, and the instant your foot touches the ground, all of the fire elementals turn in your direction. And go ahead, two of the fire methods are gonna get a pop shot at you. They like launch little fire bolts, and the larger fire elementals are going to charge at you. So I'm gonna do 2 shots. Does a 17 beat your AC?
Yep.
And a crit for the second roll.
Yanks has the battle medic feat, right?
Yeah, Yanks definitely has the battle medic feat, but he doesn't, he only for pixies and sprites,
Gotcha.
which do have a different type of,
So this camp for children has training that actually can kill them.
100%. Absolutely 100%. X Camp does not fuck around. You take 12 points of fire damage. Yanks sees you get plastered by 2 blobs, one absolutely to the face, and he says, whoa, that's already pretty cut up. Maybe you should duck next time.
Thanks, Yanks. I sure as heck tried to duck.
That's news to me.
So she is not interested in attempting to fight these, and takes, as quickly as she can, dives forward into a roll, launching herself out of the door, and wants to book it for the trees to get back to camp.
Great. You get to the door, open it, and get outside, and the cold night air hits you, and you immediately feel a sense of relief. You close the door, and almost to a magical degree, the sounds of the volcano, the geysers, the sounds of eruption, the door closes and they're gone. The magical conjurations inside are explicitly limited to inside of the Thunderdome. There are no windows, so you cannot tell if they are still in there, but outside, you yourself are charred and maybe a little smoking, yanks your braid, pats your shoulder a little bit to put out a smolder and says, whoa, I think we did 10 out of 10 on that. Honestly, I think we crushed it.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah, I would be too if I were you. I was going to take that one on, but if you were to say, listen, I was ready to take your lead. If you were going to run, I was ready to run.
Yeah, I think running was right, Yanks,
Yeah.
Especially if we were fighting a bigger you.
Yeah, I agree. You know, if they had just been those small ones, I think we could have taken them, but the bigger me, gotta duck out. If that's what you think, that's what you think.
Yeah. So she's going to make her way back as quickly as possible to camp. And from there...
And I do want to call out that you can return there on a different day and visit Claire and Keaton. These can be very separate actions.
Okay. I am going to, instead of visiting Claire and Keaton, I'm going to call my mother. And I'm going to invite Bunky to the call, because he is a young wizard and she is an arcanist. And I thought that maybe Bunky's knowledge, being a young wizard, would come in handy talking about the tree. And I've decided that it's finally time for me to not try and do everything myself. And part of that step is asking my mother for help, along with Bunky.
Great.
Remind me your last name.
Kaelwyn.
Kaelwyn.
So her name is Victoria Kaelwyn.
Thank you.
You hop on Camp's landline, and both of you have a little sending stone attached to a little cord. Jump on the call. Hello, this is Victoria.
Hi, ma'am.
Oh, hello, Evandria. I didn't expect to hear from you. How are you doing? Oh, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, I have a couple minutes.
Okay, so I'm calling with one of my friends here at camp.
Oh, a friend?
Well...
Hi, Mrs. Kaelwyn.
Oh, and with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name's Bunky.
Hi, Bunky.
Yeah.
I don't recall you mentioning a Bunky before.
I did, okay? I mentioned Bunky.
I get that a lot.
Oh.
He's a craft. He's living-ish craft. He's a wizard. He's a wizard.
Okay.
But...
Are you, a trained wizard, Bunky?
Working on that part. I am currently in school.
Oh, where at?
At the Horatio Buchanan Center for Excellence and the Accelerated Learning Animancy track.
Oh, an accelerated learning track. Interesting. I think I've heard of a couple people going through that. Oh, great.
It's been great so far.
Listen, I only have a couple of minutes. Can I help you with something?
Yeah, we actually, so we had a horrible thing happen. So there's this tree, and the tree gives the camp the protection that it needs. And on the first night, the tree started burning, and we were attacked, and there was a storm, and there were some dragons, and I don't know. Bunky, can you just tell her what happened? Can you tell her what's going on?
So the spirit tree that is connected to the ley lines of magic here at camp, kind of didn't die, but it's not looking great after getting struck by lightning and being split, and we're trying to fix it, but a lot of us aren't super experienced in magic, and I'm still just learning, and so trying to figure out any additional things we should be looking into to try and restore it, both in its completeness as well as its magical properties.
Interesting. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. And you can have advantage because Bunky is helping you.
And this would be the 10?
This is the 10, yes.
12.
I think I've heard of the spirit tree. I think I took a course on ley lines, and Can't Do Anything is on a ley line nexus. Interesting. I definitely want to do further research, but if the tree is in particularly attached to the ley line nexus itself, I think there would be some dangers. There'd be some dangers with whatever if there are any runes or magics associated directly with the tree itself. I would look for sigils or runes that might be engraved in the tree or objects on the tree, that the tree is, as an organic entity, the tree is going to be able to pull that magic from the ley lines itself and feed those sigils. So as it's been damaged or broken, I think you're going to run into problems with those sigils not fully protecting or being completely ready to realize themselves on the material realm. I think another thing that I would be interested in knowing is if there are any pieces that have been exposed to ley line magics for a long time are going to be really valuable. They are going to be saturated with lots of magic, and so themselves could act as pretty powerful spell components. So I would definitely tell Mazzy that she should be really careful with any large pieces. I think small pieces would probably be not terribly valuable. Any large pieces would probably be imbued with a heavy amount of magic in and of themselves, and so I would handle those with care. If Mazzy's interested, medium-sized pieces, I would say I would want to do some measurements, but there's an opportunity there for maybe potentially selling those pieces for profit, or using them in your own magical rituals. I think there's an opportunity there for some entrepreneurship if that's something you're interested in, Evandria. I could set up an LLC for you.
Well, you know, that gives me a lot to think about. But you know, maybe I could call you again after I've done some consideration.
Yeah, I will happy to do some more research on my side as well. Now that I'm aware of this, I'm happy to do some research on my side. I'll call you maybe in a week or two.
Okay. Thank you, Mom.
Is there anything else I can help you with? How are your studies going?
Oh, they're okay. They're fine.
What do you mean, just okay?
Yeah, they're good. They're great. I'm great.
Okay. Remember, if there's still an option, I can contact Senator Greystone and we can transfer you to X Camp.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. All right, bye.
All right, if there's anything else, let me know, okay?
A bit frazzled having that whole experience in front of Bunky, she wants to make sure that he's not gonna run his mouth about this. Bunky?
That was an interesting end to the call.
Okay, yeah. You know, it's my personal life, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's me. So.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, you are here. You've had that option. You've not taken it, so that must mean you like us a lot.
I don't. Oh my God.
It's true.
You can't tell anyone.
Say it.
No.
You say it or I
won't
tell
say
everyone.
It. No.
You say it or I tell everyone.
Fine. I like it here.
Yes. I won't tell anyone.
You better not. She then decides to take the final day or so to prep the Evergreen Center for the campers that are about to arrive.
Great. And this is just your third thing, correct?
Yes.
Great. So it's just a 15. Go ahead and give me a nature check. Yeah.
Can I describe what I want to do?
Absolutely.
So in the Evergreen Center, Evandria would like to set up minor traps for exploration. She plans to take the campers on starting day one into the forest. And these traps are minor in that it's like she mostly spends her time hanging little water balloon filled with paint from these trees. And if they trip a line, it's going to splat them with paint and mostly be a sense of embarrassment for these campers, teaching them stealth and agility, and the fact that the forest doesn't have to be scary is her intention with this, while giving them exposure to everything in the forest itself.
Love that. Give me a survival check.
Okay. That's a nat 1.
Would you like to take stress or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be stressed.
Stress.
Go ahead and reroll.
So she's wondering if she could maybe use some of her exceptional abilities in acrobatics to hang things from the trees.
Oh no, it's still a survival.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's another nat 1.
Oh.
So she'll take another stress.
Yeah.
I think, if you don't mind, I narrate how these failures
Yeah,
work.
sure. Yeah, please.
I think occasionally you'll see Evandria come into camp and she's just covered in paint. And she will not explain why. She will not answer any questions. She's just covered in paint.
Yeah,
Continue.
so then she goes up. It's now her 6th or 7th time attempting to hang these stupid paint balloons. And that's a 3.
Oh no.
You still have inspiration?
Nope. Yeah, so she'll take another stress.
Stress team stress.
Is she allowed to have Yanks help her?
Yanks helped you with your stealth, I
Well, I
believe.
figure he'll help anytime he can.
You can only help one
Okay.
one during one downtime.
Heads up. Okay.
Last roll.
Nat 20.
Nope, that's a 5.
I think you spend a lot of time prepping these, and at some point Patrick says, maybe we should think of a simpler plan. I love this idea. Maybe just like petting some
Fine.
some
Fine.
some
A simpler
animals?
plan. I'll keep them in a bag attached to my belt, and I'm just gonna pelt them at the stupid ones.
Okay, well, that's an idea. And he looks a little disappointed, but you tried.
Thanks for listening to Can't Do Anything by Theater of the Mindset. Your actual players this season are Eric Marquis as Bunky, Kayla Tennessan as Evandria Kalember, Jamie Rich as Eleanore Shadowmane, Evan Kalember as Mala Gora, Nick Traeger as Pat Patterson, and your kind and generous GM, Justin Gerardot. If you're enjoying our show, you can help us out by sharing it with a friend, subscribing on your favorite podcatcher, following us on social media, talking about us on Reddit, or pitching in for coffee on Patreon. Theater of the Mindset is entirely made by humans with original art by Christina Valdez, original score by Willis Miller, and audio post-production by Nick Traeger at Studio 3607. Thanks for listening and stopping by Can't Do Anything. We'll see you next week.